Now, the Vedic literature is very rich and it describes the life of a people who had moved from the southern valleys of Hindu Kush into the Indus region, the Saptasindhava region, and farther east into the upper and finally the middle Ganga valleys. Now, this had taken place throughout a very long period of time, and we know that the Rig Veda practically represents the early phase, which actually ranged in the time between 1500 BCE and 1000 BCE, and the other Samhitas as well as all the Brahmanas, Aranyakas, and the Upanishads reflect the time period from 1000 BCE to 600 BCE.
Ma'am, what was the main characteristic of early Vedic economy?
See, the early Vedic economy was predominantly, if not exclusively, pastoral in nature. We have innumerable references to cattle as wealth in the Rig Veda, and there are also prayers made out to the gods for boons of cattle. So this is there. Besides that, we have a typical kind of animosity which is shown by the early Vedic Aryans towards urbanity, which was probably there in the other contemporary cultures. And this has been spelled out in how Indra, for example, has been named Purandara, one who breaks the cities. Pura is city. Maybe this tone actually reflects the kind of economic status that the Rigvedic Aryans themselves had.
Okay. Ma'am, the same tone throws some light on the basic economic condition of Vedic economy and the predominance of cattle as wealth, and the item of sustenance is also illustrated in various commonly used social terms which were linguistic derivatives from the root go.
Yes.
And I would like to add something more here, that the measures of time included Godhuli or Dask and Samgava or morning, and units of area or distance included Gavvyuti and Gocharman, and the daughter was called Duhitri because she was the one who used to milk the cow.
Right.
And various words with the infix go, which actually stood for war, included Gaveshana, Gavishti, Gosu and Gavya, suggested that the mainstay of their life was the possession of cattle.
Right,
and
yes.
many battles were fought among the tribes, which were in effect nothing but the cattle raids.
Yes. In fact, even social status, as you said, social status and hierarchy was also defined by this term go. For example, we hear of the epithet of the chief of the tribe as Janasya Gopa, and the one person who was wealthy was supposed to be called Gomat. And the epithet for the war hero or the one who led the cattle raid successfully was Gojit. Therefore, the idea of cattle wealth was also associated with the development of a kind of a socio-political hierarchy, it may be said. And cattle was also supposed to be a wealth, unit of exchange. And in fact, we have this idea of unit of exchange not only in the material sense, but also in a very philosophical sense. For example, a person's life is said to be equal to that of 100 cows, Shatadeya. So these are the ways in which we understand the cattle to have been the mainstay of their sustenance. In fact, cattle had also been associated with some religious significance, and the animal was actually given a religious sanction. Its flesh was eaten during religious sacrifices on very special occasions, and it was also given as a good food to the welcome guest.